Good morning, precious. How you doing, baby? Happy, what's today? Monday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe, guys. Look at some of the videos, and if you see anything that you like, I will hope that you share it. I will hope that you share it. Yeah, so other people can see it and like it too. And then maybe they'll share it. Yeah, so today, guys, I know I don't normally come on Saturday and Sunday, and I feel bad for my faithful listeners that tune in Monday through Friday like clockwork. But I did do one yesterday, and it hit home for a lot of people because like 5 people shared it. And that might not be a lot, but that's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. It's hard to get one person to share shit. So you say 5 people, Lord, look at that. Look at the views, right? So I said it won't hurt to do a piggyback. It won't hurt to circle back on that one. And the topic was, have you failed your children? Meaning that now that they're grown, young adults, when you look at them, you see how they move, you start to notice a lot of teachings got missed. A lot of stuff that you felt like they should know, they don't. They starting to lack common sense. So now you got to look at yourself to figure out what did you do wrong, because you're their first teacher. Everything starts at home. So you're their first teacher. So now you reevaluating steps. You looking back, you thinking about what you should have, could have did. You did some self-reflecting, and you starting to realize that it's a lot of stuff you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff you thought you did, you thought they just knew, but you really got to teach kids. You can't just assume that they know. That's one thing. I just can't assume that just because you was over here that they taught you that or they showed you that. So I'm going to double check, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to backtrack, and I'm going to teach you myself. That way I know for a fact you got it. Because if I teach you, that means that I'm going to show you. That means that I'm going to possibly make you do it so we can get a little hands-on training. And then I'm going to make you do it again. I'm going to make you do it again. And then I'm going to critique each step. And I'm going to make you do it again. And then I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to make sure you got it. Before I walk, whatever it is, before I walk away, I'm going to make sure you got it. That means I taught it to you. So if you don't utilize it, that's on you. Because I saw you, I was there, I was hands-on with you, I made sure, I tested you, I guided you. You should know this. Period. That's you as a parent. Walk away. That's you as a parent. But, yeah, it is some instances where you found them. So we pointed out a few of them yesterday. I know I ain't going to be able to cover all of them, but yesterday I talked to you about having a close leash on my children, meaning that I had individual relationships with them, meaning that I took time out with them individually. Right? Meaning that the relationships I've had with them, the bond I had with them, should have been something that was so strong, nobody should have been able to break it or penetrate. Period. So if something or somebody was able to undo everything that I did, that means that they were working just as hard, doing the complete opposite. Can you understand that? For me not to have a relationship with my daughter when that's all I ever wanted with my children, like for me to put so much work and effort into it and for it to come undone, that means that somebody was working just as hard. Understand that. Meaning that as I was putting my plan A together for everything to fall in place, their plan A was to destroy it. So if I did steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, they had steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 on how to undo that. I moved to another step. They were able to move to another step. How can I undo that? So yesterday we talked about a few things, right? The boys were like for instance, we talked about failing your kids. I felt like I failed them when we lost the house. Yep, I honestly felt like I failed them when we lost the house because I should have had resources to be able to. I don't know. I think I'm not gonna say that, scratch that last part, but just failing them in the sense of losing it, period. Yeah, no matter what was going on. Yes, it was a divorce. Yes, 2 incomes started to 1 immediately. Yes, but no, I really feel, I felt that for a while. Like, damn, just the fact that we had to leave, because by us moving, that means we're about to be unstable. When you have to move in a sudden situation because you lost it, so it was like, damn. So the boys knew exactly what was going on because they was of age, right? They was of age. So they knew exactly what was going on. So while I had used the resources that I had to go get that other house and work on it and fix on it and bring it up to code so that we can all move in it, the boys were at the house packing up, getting everything together so that we can leave, right? And transport it to the new house because everybody was going, even his father, because he left his father. So his father was with us. So he was going with us, right? So they were at the house getting the house together. The girls didn't know anything. From what I told them, it was just it was summer break, first of all, so the baby was with her dad as normal, and my other daughter was with one of her friends that she was hanging out with that would stay the night over our house, and she would stay out, one of those type situations. So I would take food over there, and she was over there for the month and a half or so that it took me to fix that other house up. So I'm living in the house that I'm fixing up. The boys is at the house that we have to move from, and the girls were, so all the girls knew was that we was moving into a new house and we was moving closer to their daddies. And that was all that they needed to know, right? But yeah, in the sense of, I felt like I failed them, even though I was able to get another house, even though I was able to move us in it to where we did not become homeless. I was able to fix that house up by myself and get it together for my family. Yeah, I did. So the only way the girls would have knew something different or looked at me as a failure is if somebody would have told them a different narrative or a different story, other than what I told them. And what I told them was we moving into a new house closer to y'all daddies. So the girls were happy. And so that happiness should have been able to be sustained. And the only way it wouldn't have been if somebody told them something different. And I got to keep saying that. And I might say that throughout this. So, just not being able to keep up with the mortgage, losing my job. Yeah. Having a new truck, not being able to cover that. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. This would have been a good time for him to have concern. That would have been a time for him to try to build up a CPS case. That would have been a time for him to call me and say, can the baby come live with him because I'm unable to take care of her. It could have been that. It could have been that type of situation. But I guess he probably couldn't because I had a plan. Yep, I'm about to get this house. I'm about to fix it up. We're about to move in it. And that's exactly what happened, right? So maybe that's why. But, yeah, that's a cause for concern. Any parent, if you're sharing a child with a parent, and when it's time to have that talk to figure out what concerns you guys have with one another, being unstable is a concern. That's something that needs to be discussed. That's something that needs to be worked out. That's a plan that needs to come together some kind of way. Yep, that's part of y'all discussion time. Stability. Yep, so that would have been a time, but nope. He kept the baby for the summer. By the time I got the house ready, it was time for them to start school, and everything went as it's supposed to have been, right? So, yeah, he should have fought then, I would think. So why would he wait until she 15 and a half years later, after I own my home now again? My business is doing well. Remember, I got the franchise through Jan Pro. Y'all be seeing me cleaning the buildings. Yeah, that's how I pay my bills. That's how I take care of it. And the youth program, right, which is also doing well. Remember, I just moved into a new office space. I've had an office throughout my whole career. Yeah, we used to be on Warning Counters at the Manpower Mentoring Building. Then when I had my first solo office, it was over there on 6 Mile and Myers. And then we moved over to the Grand River location where I'm at right now. And so now I have an office there still. And I'm just in a bigger office space now. Yep. Program featured on the news. So why would he wait until now? When everything is going good. We was filming the trailer for my book, Dysfunctional Family Knot. Yeah, we had filmed about four or five parts of it. We had did a calendar. I'm Every Woman calendar. The kids was involved. Like, damn, why would he wait until everything is going so good for me to try to disrupt everything? And don't nobody look at that. Don't fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. So the teachings, because yesterday we talked about the things you can do to fail your children. We talked about you missing teacher conferences. We talked about you missing events. We talked about you missing award ceremonies, being unstable. We talked about that. We talked about you disappointing your children. We talked about you not taking a handle of your mental health. We talked about not taking a handle of your physical health, allowing yourself to just let yourself go. We talked about that, failing your children in a way. We talked about you... We didn't talk about this, but noticing that your child had behavior issues and not tending to them right away. You failing your child if you don't. If you see any type of issue that can result in your child possibly having mental issues or your child having behavioral issues, you tend to them as soon as you see them. Yep. Because if you have other children, chances are they will influence the other kids, for one, to cause and have behavior issues. And then for two, you're hindering that child by not getting them the help that they need. Whether it be special classes, whether it be medication. So yeah, that was one. We didn't talk about it, but that was one. Keeping that baby safe. You failing that child if you're not keeping that baby safe. If you exposing that baby to drugs, you exposing that baby to alcohol, you have influences around your baby that does these things, you are hindering your baby. If you have your baby in a situation where there's domestic violence, where you got your baby fighting with you against the other parent or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, yep. Poor decision making, we failing your child. That means if you are using drugs or alcohol, or if you allowing gambling, anything outside the norm, that where your money go and it's outside of the home, meaning that you spending all your money on these habits and vices and whatnot, to where you're not able to take care of the family. Because I ain't judging you what you do. You know, you can do all this stuff. Drink, smoke, whatever. Laugh, have fun. Live your life. I'm all for that. But you got to do it in a way to where it's not in excess. You know what I mean? You got to do it to where you able to budget all that out. Well, this is all I'm going to spend on this right here, because everything else got to go towards these bills. Now, if you disciplined enough to do that, then, you know, because we're not here to judge you, but you got some people that get caught up in this lifestyle and caught up in these vices to where they're not taking care of home. So now your kids don't have what they're supposed to have. Y'all getting put out. You're not able to pay your bills. Yeah, that's something totally different. Bad decision making, failing your children that way, because they see all of this play out. They see all this play out. Your job is to teach them how to build a foundation and how to be stable and how to keep it together and how to maintain. Yeah, you can't do that if you falling off and falling short, right? So if you don't work, they don't. Now I'm not saying if you're sick and have a disability and unable to work. I'm just saying there's some people out here that just don't work. Some people out here that just don't have a job. They don't keep a job. They living off of somebody else, and they just okay with that. They just okay with that. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, you can't be okay with that. You can't be okay not having some type of income. It's days that I leave this house, now that I'm an entrepreneur and don't have a 9 to 5, that I don't come home unless I got a certain amount of money in my pocket. And that means whatever I got to do to make it happen, that's what I'm going to do. Ain't nothing beneath me when it comes to taking care of my kids. Now, true enough, I have a lot of trades and stuff to fall back on before I have to do anything illegal or do anything that's going to compromise my morals and values. But just know that when it comes to taking care of my family, ain't nothing beneath me. So, you're failing them if you're not bettering yourself. If you're not doing nothing to make yourself, going back to school, starting a business, anything to elevate and better yourself. If your children should witness you do that. Like my children watch me go to school to get my degree in spite of us losing our house and everything. Yep. They got to see that. Yep. You not having a plan to take care of them. How you gonna raise them? How you gonna be there for them? You need to start planning that before they even here, before they even get here. Before you even become a mama or a daddy, you need to think about, if you have children, how you gonna do this and how you gonna that. Yep. You will fail them if you don't have a plan for them. Like I had a solid plan for them. I had a solid plan for where they're gonna be in the cleaning company, what role they're going to play in the cleaning company. I had a solid plan for the girls on where they're going to fit in with the youth program. I had a solid plan for them, for the boys when it came to paint jobs and clean outs and things that nature, fixing up on the houses. Like, I had a solid plan for my children for where they all play, what role they play, as far as the book, trying to get the book out there, get it out there, sell it, market it. I had a solid plan. And that solid plan, the fruits of those labors, they were going to be able to invest in whatever dreams they had for themselves. Like I promised and painted them a picture of good health and good wealth, because that goes hand in hand. If you can have all the money in the world, but if your ass sick and you can't spend none of it, like what the, So yeah, I promised my children good health and good wealth, and I set a solid plan for them on how we can achieve that, right? So with that plan, they were learning they're going to get everything they want. We just got to work for it. So everything I wasn't able to give them right then and there, they were going to get it. Whether it be I buy it or whether they be able to buy it themselves, because I put them in a position to make their own money, right? So they should have known that they'll be able to do whatever they want after we do X, Y, and Z. They should have learned to stay focused. They should have learned to trust the process. They should have learned that hard work pays off. They should have learned to live their dream, meaning do what they want to do, live their dream. They should have learned stay the course. Yep. They should have learned all of that. That was the picture I had painted for them. Yep. So yeah, I failed them because none of that came to fruition. When that baby was pulled out, the system still should have been working. Everything still should have been in place, but it didn't happen like that. By everybody being raised and our corporation raised it was a corporation, it was a business, it was a collective. As soon as that one person came out, it was like all the pegs fell. Like everything came unstable. Everything just kind of, yeah. So that picture that I painted for them is blurred now. It's blurred, it's messed up, it's water over it. So that's where the plan B come in at, right? Because in my plan A, I did not factor in my baby daddy going against me. Like, never in my wildest dreams did I think that this brother that I see every Friday dropping this baby off that I'm raising this child with was actually working against me. And then that mama I wave to every day when I drop her off. How the fuck? What? I would never. So I didn't factor that in my plan A. So yeah, when it happened, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't able to fight. I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know who I was fighting. I didn't know what war I was in. Everything just kind of hit me and just wiped me right off my feet. Right? Because see, in my plan A, everybody was playing their roles. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. The siblings were acting like siblings. My aunts and grandparents and everybody act like who they supposed to be. Wasn't nobody crossing borders and overstepping boundaries and none of. So I couldn't understand for the life of me why that needed to be disrupted, why she needed to be pulled away. If you have any concerns about your child when they are in the care of the other parent, you have to talk to them. You have to have a conversation. Y'all concerns need to be addressed because you want to feel safe. You want to feel that your child is safe when you take them over that baby mama or that baby daddy house. You don't want to have to worry that they use manipulation tips. You don't have to worry that your child over there being abused. You don't want to have to worry that your child is being molested. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. So you should have to trust. You want to trust them. You want to trust them. So you should be able to have conversations with them when you have solid concerns for that baby. He never came to me with any solid concerns. Nothing. So when a child is taken out of your life, you need to know why. Yep, so put that down in your case notes because you need to know why. So I think that was it. I think I wanted you to look over your self-reflecting again. See if it was some other things that you left out where you feel like you might have failed your child along the way. You're looking at how they are, looking at their behaviors, and you're wondering what was missed, and you're starting to see that you missed something. And then, because I wanted my girls to be just like me. I was raising them in my likeness, and I wanted them to be better than me. Yeah, I wanted them to know what I know. Because people call me Jack of all trades, master of none. That was a name that they coined my grandma with that name, and I'm just like her. I wanted them to be just like me. So it would be 3 generations of women that know how to build houses, know how to fix stuff, know how to, because my grandma worked on cars. My grandma fixed everything that was around the house. My grandma did all of that, and I'm just like her. I wanted my girls to be just like me. So just imagine my girls being just like me, being able to do all that stuff too. Being just as handy, being just as crafty, being just as, yep. Want them to be just like me. Yep, know a little of everything. Yep, I want them to move how I move. A lot of people say I'm smooth. And everything I do, whether it be how I move every day, how I dress, when I'm dancing, I'm smooth. When I walk in a room, I'm smooth. Right? I want them to move just how I move. Yep. Meaning that I keep moving. I don't ever stop. Yep. On to the next. Do what I got to do. Keep it moving. Yep. All gas, no brakes. That's how I want them to be. Multitasking. Yep. Never stopping for nobody. Yep. Running people over if you have to. That attitude. Yep. I want them to be just like that. Yep. And do what I do. Meaning that I do everything. I want them to do everything. That's why I had them exposed to everything. Because I want them to know there are no limits. There's no glass, no ceilings for you, none of that. You breaking through all of that. You should be able to do whatever. So if I'm able to do all of this, they should be able to do everything that I do and then some. That way the next generation will be just at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Going back over your self-reflecting, I'm going to wrap it on up. Now that you're looking at some of the other things that you probably did to fail your children, accept the fact that you are responsible. And then I want you to go and apologize to your children. Yeah, that's it. Just apologize to your children for what you did. So, y'all, that's it, y'all, for Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. I'm out Facebook. Have a good day. Damn, y'all was talking to me. Hey, Jason, how you doing, boo? Hey, Christian Rocket. Hey, Desmond, good morning. Stokes in the house. Audrey in the house. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't give a shout out. I'm out. Enjoy y'all day.